G'day beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at my Vala Guns build for Zinx. For anyone that is wondering what Vala Guns refers to, Vala Guns is a character from House of the Dead Overkill. I'll leave a link in the description to the cinematics for that game because I believe that the Zinx reveal trailer was a nod to the cinematics in House of the Dead. So yeah, Vala Guns. It kind of doesn't really suit, but it was either Vala Guns or Candy Striper, and I like Vala Guns better. Okay, so this is going to be a full tank build. It's not as far as armor goes, it's not the super tankiest build in the world, but it is good. I've used it, it works well. I was going to do a hero guide today, but I don't have the stat overlays. So I just wanted to get my build out there because I know people are interested in a build that actually works. So we're going to be taking the Centurion. I mean, you could, I suppose, take Archmages, but I don't know, I just feel like the Centurion's a better option. We have a health potion and a healer token for the start of the game, and a hunter's drink to replace the health potion in case you need it. I don't really feel like you need to keep these on too long. I get rid of my healer token way earlier than any other hero because of her actual health regen and the fact that we're going to be taking a card that's going to help us anyway. So one of our main build cards is a Tempered Plate with a 3/2/1 guard. We have 2 Staff of Adamants with 2 minor strikes and a basic mana. Just to get these get put on second and third. They're your second and third upgraded cards for early game, because you should be around about the point where you're getting your ultimate then, so you can make use of it. We have a Dummy Ward, which is a ward that you take at the very start of the game. You plonk it down, you back, and you get your starting items. We have an Elder Mage Amulet, which is actually the first card that I fully upgrade. Just to get myself a bit of power to help my farm and a little bit of extra health. Okay, we have our Ward, which is just mana. Just straight mana. You're going to see that. As you can see, there is a lot of mana on this build. We have an Amp Crystal with mana. Just mana. We have Bubble Tap with a barrier and a greater barrier. We have Cast Converter with all mana, greater manas. It doesn't matter how you go about allocating mana around the place. I put the greater manas on here because there is no fully upgraded bonus on the Cast Converter, so it doesn't matter that it's so expensive. So by making these cheaper, we can actually get the fully upgraded bonus quicker. So if you wanted to, you could make these 1-point mana upgrades and make these 3-point mana upgrades, because you're not really getting that much from the fully upgraded bonus on Brawler's Ward. That would be a definite thing. We have Bubble Tap, which I actually just mentioned. So that's consume 60 mana to shield yourself for 35% of your max mana. So you're going to be at max build, you know, sort of able to shield over 500. With this bad boy, it does have a 45-second cooldown, but because we're not running too much ability armor in this build, it allows you to soak up some of the really big hits. Which is, you know, gonna put those abilities on cooldown and afford you to use your mana elsewhere. The 60 mana that you're using for this shield to, say, take up an ultimate off of someone like Kai is going to be cheaper than healing half of the damage from that ultimate, and obviously you're not going to take the damage. We have Cast Converter, which I mentioned, which allows you to consume 175 mana to gain health regen of 47.5 for 10 seconds. This is awesome on her because consuming that 175 mana, you're going to get it back really quick because of the way her scaling on a mana regen works. Then we have 2 optional cards. We have Thermo Bond for when the enemy team has a lot of CC. It's going to heal you for 12% of your max health over 4 seconds. That is not a lot of health, but it will still work really well and synergize with her kit. Otherwise, we have Madspore Sash to get a little bit more basic armor and to dish out some damage while we're doing so. So if we go and have a look at the actual build, so the full build is, as I stated, Tempered Plate, your Brawler's Ward, your Amp Crystal, your Cast Converter, your Bubble Tap, and then either Thermobond to end up at an extra 180 health. We'll have 94 basic resistance, we'll have 73 ability resistance, that's a reasonable amount. We'll also have an extra 840 mana, so that's 1822 mana, meaning that with her, if we go and have a look at her Dirty Healing, at level 3, you get 6% of your missing mana as mana regen. So for every 100 points of mana that you're missing off your build, you will get 6 mana regen. Okay, so the fact that you have, you know, sort of near another 1000 health, 1000 mana, means that you're going to have higher mana regen the more that it goes down. Let's say, for example, you had 2000 mana on your build. 6% of 2000 is 120. So if your mana bar reached 0, you would be regenning 120 mana per second, which would mean that you would be able to heal for 200 health off of attacks with the mana that you have left over. So it works out quite well, but then, as I said, if you're not running Thermobond, because there's no hard CC, you can run your Mad Spore Sash, which is going to put your basic resistance up to 118, which is very, very reasonable. So it's a very, very good build. Make sure you use Bubble Tap in the right instances. Don't waste it on, don't waste it on low damage abilities. You want to use it for, like things like Gideon's Meteor, stuff like that, Gadget's Bomb. You don't want to use it on low damaging abilities. It can be a great card that can save your skin, but if you were going to change anything on this build, I would probably actually change Bubble Tap and just put a Tune Barrier on instead. I probably wouldn't make it a 12-point Tune Barrier, I would just make it a 9-point Tune Barrier, and then I'd probably add the extra points as mana onto one of your cards. But it is a very good build, guys. I'm not sure whether anyone is running this exact build. It was a bit hard to tweak my build because I don't want it to be the same as everyone else. I tried to look at all the other guys doing builds on YouTube and made sure that mine was a little bit different, so hopefully it's different to everyone else, and it does actually work. It is hard to make a build that doesn't include like Thermobond, Bubble Tap, Cast Converter, because they just work really, really well for us. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful. I hope you try out the build. If you did enjoy the video in any way, shape or form, please smash the like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of the build. If you have any suggestions whatsoever, or you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. Subscribe for more Paragon content. But that said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I love your face, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.